everyone, and welcome to KMR Social Studies Corner. In this video, we're going to look on a May-June 2018 Social Studies multiple choice past paper question. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, question number 1 states that Lloyd invited his mother to live with him, his wife, and 2 sons. The new family structure would be termed as, all right, so the answer is D, which is extended family. Now, the key thing to note in this question, it states that Lloyd invited his mother to live with him. Now, to the 2 sons, Lloyd's mother would have been the grandmother. Hence, that is why we would have arrived at D, which is extended family. Now, it could have not been a nuclear family because we know that for a nuclear family, it involves both parents, whether or not they're married or unmarried, and they would be living under the same roof with their child or children. So it's definitely not C, which is nuclear. The answer is D, which is extended, because the grandparents is now in the picture. All right, awesome. Now, question number 2 states that which of the following are aspects of the socialization process? Now, we know that for socialization, this is interaction between 2 or more persons. And normally, socialization, it involves the upbringing, of children. The socialization process never stops. So we know that as adults as well, we are still going through the motion of socialization because we interact with other persons on a daily basis, and chances are that we would have learned from them. Now, religious teaching is involved within the socialization process because within religious teaching, you learn about certain morals and values. And so you learn what is good from wrong, what is right from wrong, good from bad, what behaviors are desirable, what behaviors are non-desirable. Also, through recreational activity, which involves interacting with younger persons or probably older persons, chances are that you are getting to know them. And so the whole concept of interaction during recreational activity, it speaks to the socialization process as well. So the answer for number 2 is religious teaching and recreational activity. So it is B, which is I, religious teaching, and I, which is recreational activity. Reproduction is not a part of the socialization process because reproduction, also known as procreation, it involves the process of having babies. Hence, that is not a part of the socialization process. Good? All right, so we will now move on to question number 3. Now, question number 3 states, which of the following family functions are parents performing when they insist that children show respect for the property of others? Now, we know that there are many different functions of the family, right? We have the economic function that is also listed right there. We have the emotional function, also known as the affectional function of the family. We also have religious teaching. We also have the socialization aspect of the family. We also have, economical, financial aspect of the family. Now, the answer here to note, it states that when parents are performing, they insist that children show respect for property of others. So through socialization and interacting and upbringing with that child, the child will automatically know that it is the right thing to do when you show respect for others. So it is the way in which they are actually socialized in that sense. So the answer is definitely A, which is the social aspect. It deals with the whole entire concept of interacting. It deals with our environment. And through socialization, these children or these adults learn respect for others, learn respect for property, learn respect for those who are around them. Good. Now we're going to go on to question number 4. Now for question number 4, it states that Maxine Lewis lives with her unmarried mother and father. The union between her parents can best be described as. Now, with this question, we know that there are 3 family unions in the Caribbean. We have legal union, which is also known as marriage. We have a visiting relationship, and we also have common law, also known as consensual union. Now, the giveaway key point here in this question would have been unmarried. Now we know that for a common law union, also known as a consensual union, it is when both parents are together for many years, they are living together under the same roof, and they have children. However, they are not married. So the answer is definitely C, which is indeed a common law union. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to question number 5. Now, question number 5 states, which of the following is least likely to be a concern of adolescents in the family? Now, it says least likely concern. And then the next key point here is adolescents. Adolescents meaning teenagers. So, is it A, providing financial support for the home? Is it B, communicating with adults in the home? Or is it C, coping with their emotional problems? Or is it D, balancing academic and social activities? Now we know that as teenagers, they have to learn how to balance their academic, social activities. They will also have to cope with their emotional problems, and they will have to communicate with adults in the home, meaning they have to communicate with their guardians or their parents. Now, providing financial support in the home, that would have been the least likely concern, because as an adolescent, you are not supposed to be focusing on work. You are supposed to be focusing on school. So with them providing financial support, that is the most least likely concern. So A will definitely be the answer. They should not provide any type of financial support for the home. They should be worrying at this age, they should be worrying about, balancing their academic life and, getting to know and interacting with, these other teenagers in their age group. All right, good. Now we're going to quickly go ahead and move on to question 6. Now, question 6 states that in the Caribbean, fathers have accepted more responsibilities for child rearing, mainly because, is it A, early deaths of mothers? Or is it B, increase in the divorce rate? Can it be C, high employment rate of fathers? Or is it D, increase in the number of working mothers? Now we know that for child rearing, it involves the upbringing, of a child in the home. And this question speaks specifically in relation to the father. Now, remember that back then we have certain traditional roles of the father. They were mostly the breadwinner, in the home, while the mothers, they would have actually been the nurturers. So they would have stayed home. They were considered to be the homemakers and the caregivers in the home. And so we know that there are the changing roles now in today's society. Hence, fathers have to accept the responsibility now that mothers are actually, working. So both of them are the breadwinner, in the household, but then that was not the case. So the answer would have definitely been D, increasing the number of working mothers. So because of the fact that now mothers are actually going outside of the home, they are earning an income to actually, contribute or provide for the family. The fathers have to now accept that responsibility as well. And so they might share some type of duties in relation to the child. All right, awesome. Now, question number 7, it states now, which of the following statement about the changing features of Caribbean family life is not true in today's Caribbean society? I'm going to go ahead and read over that question. Which of the following statement about the changing features of family life is not true of today's society? Now, in looking on the answers that are provided, the answer would definitely be A, which is parents are becoming more autocratic. That is not true in today's Caribbean society. And we know that there are many different parenting styles. Autocratic simply means, the parent is more strict, upon the child. There is no type of leniency. However, that is not therefore true in Caribbean society. It says no, these B, C, and D, these are actually, true in today's society. But the question is saying which of the following is not true? Because we know that here in today's society, families are having, fewer children because of the fact that they would have learned about, the whole concept of birth control and family planning as well. So they learn different contraceptive methods, hence they're not having as much children as what used to happen in the past. Also, men and women, they now choose their partner. So they choose who they want to be in a relationship with. They choose who, they want to be married to. And also, husband and wife usually treat each other as equal. That is now happening now in today's society. So the answer is definitely A, because parents are becoming more autocratic. That is definitely not true here in today's contemporary society. All right, so for question 8, it says, research suggests that young people are influenced to abuse illegal drugs mainly because of, all right, so we have a lot of answers here. Now, the key term to determine this answer would have been influence to abuse illegal drug. Now, the term, influence, it simply means that you are, telling somebody to do something, in that sense, in a manner. So you're persuading them to actually do something. Now, most persons are influenced because of peer pressure. Let me go ahead and give an example. So it can definitely be a case whereby you have a group of friends, and in order to fit in, you do as they say. Or it's a case whereby you see them with a unfamiliar drug or an illegal substance that you know of. You know that they are not supposed to be, taking the drug. And, they started to probably force you. And because of the fact that you want to fit in, chances are that out of curiosity, you want to try it because you don't want to feel left out in that sense. And so you are actually pressured into, abusing that particular substance. So the answer is definitely peer pressure. While persons might be frustrated in some sense and they turn to drug, frustration may not be led to it because you are frustrated, you are not influenced by anyone. So because of the fact that you are frustrated, you make up your mind to abuse a particular drug. The generation gap, that answer is a no-no, as well as dropping out of school, that answer is definitely a no-no. So we have to eliminate the wrong answers because of the fact that the word influence is there as a key term. It would have simply meant that peer pressure would have been the answer, which is B as in boy. All right, good. So it states that which of the following is most likely to undermine the authority of parents in the home? Now, in looking at the answers here, it is definitely B as in boy, which is inconsistency in rewarding and punishing child. This definitely undermines the authority because, for one, it is a case whereby they would have done something wrong, the child would have done something wrong, you punish them today, and then tomorrow that child does the same thing and you allow them to actually get away with it. So once it's a case whereby you are inconsistent in, punishing the child, chances are that that is going to definitely undermine the authority in the home because the child might feel that, okay, I can do this tomorrow and get away with it in that sense. Now for number 10, it says unemployment and hard economic conditions are force both parents in some Caribbean families to migrate, leaving an elder son or daughter to take care for younger brothers and sisters. So unemployment and hard economic conditions have forced both parents in some Caribbean families to migrate, leaving an elder son or daughter to care for younger brothers and sisters. Now, question 10 is basically a little passage. And it states now, which of the following problems is not likely to affect the younger children of such family? Now, in looking at this, it says not likely to affect. So the answer would probably definitely be a lack of opportunity for peer interaction. So that is the least likely to affect the younger child in the home. Lack of adult role models in the home, that is definitely going to affect, that child, because remember, parents, they would have migrated, and so you have the older brother or older sister taking care of the younger children in the home. And so once these younger children, now become of a certain age, chances are that it's a case whereby they might have issues as it regards to authority. Hence, we have like a breakdown of discipline in the home, because these younger children might be saying, okay, you are not my parents, you are my older brother or sister. And so they won't see them as the parental figure. Also, low achievement in school, that might be an issue that will affect, the younger child in the home, because of the fact that that child might miss their parent when you really and truly look at it. And so they might be underperforming at school. Lack of adult or role models, chances are that these older brothers or sisters are not setting, a proper example for these children when you really and truly look at it. So the answer is definitely D, lack of opportunity for peer group interaction. Now, question 11 states that which of the following best characterize a primary group? Now, we know that for a primary group, it is definitely small in size, and they have to have face-to-face interaction on a daily basis. An example of a primary group would have been, the family. Very small in size in some sense, for example, like a nuclear family. And, you interact with your parents or, other members who form a part of that nuclear family. So it's definitely face-to-face interaction. All right, awesome. So we're going to stop here for today. Please do remember to like, share, and subscribe to KMR YouTube's Corner. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you again in the next